Welcome to this look at new mods on Farming Simulator 19 with me, MrSealyp. It's Wednesday the 22nd of April and we have new mods, and I'll be honest with you, I don't know where to start. We've got quite a few and some interesting ones, and I've had a few issues trying to get this set up ready to go. You'll understand why as we move through them. We have got updates to the high dump bucket by Agrotechnic Nordeifel, the Krasek CRX headers, the ones that fold up, by Aaa Modding team, and the map Hills of Slovenia by Whiteball Modding. They have all had updates. Right in front of me we have got, this is the first of our mods for today, this is the new Holland Feed 30 by STv-Modding. Well, it's a header. It's 30 feet, which is about 9 metres, I think. I've got a couple of options on this to change the normal New Holland logo to that black one there. But in essence, it's a header. It's not a draper header, it's an auger header. It's under, where are we? Headers. So there you go, the Verifeed 30 feet, 48 grand, 9.2 metres. This will use 5 slots. As I said, options available. We can have the logo on the side. It says white, but obviously it's the blue, and then you can change the colour. So white or colour takes it from the blue to the black. Those are your options. It will run at 6 miles an hour. It's a 30-foot header. That's it really. Moving on. Next, I've got this. This is the Small Pigsty by Krasek. This will use 33 slots. It's an interesting one, this. A lot of detail. It's 33 slots. It's fairly heavy on the slot count. We've got the slurry point is just here. When it says Small Pigsty, I think it only takes 12 maximum. But when you put pigs in, you don't actually see the pigs. There's no animation or anything for them. This is the inside just here, and this door does open and close, he says. Like so. This is your buy point, he says. Where's it gone? You gotta be kidding me. Buy, sell, load or unload was just here, because I did it a minute ago and put some pigs in here. Hang on just a minute. This one opens as well, as does this one here. Why is this not working now? Told you nothing was working for me today. Let's open up the menu. No, I'm not getting anything coming up for animal dialogue box. What is going on? So if I open up a menu, I'll show you. We'll go across. I've got 3 pigs in there. I had to put them in there somehow. I'm having some real problems. That's odd. Well, that's where you do it. It's where it worked for me before. Anyway, I'm not sure if it could be a map mod issue. It could be 101 things it could be. Anyway, this door opens here at the bottom. The ladder, as you can see, does move. You can pick that up, move the ladder around wherever you want to move it to. Pick it up. Why is... Nothing wants to work now. I was moving that around. Okay, regardless. Right, I've saved the game. Came back out. Went back in again. And I've got the animal dialogue box this time. I have no idea why it wasn't working before. Anyway, that's where the animal dialogue box is. Which I just then clicked L3 and it just disappeared again. You know what? I don't get angry very often. I don't get frustrated with a mod very often. I always try and find the positives. I'm done with that one. That's by Krasek. It's not working. Can't get the animal dialogue box to open. I've got water. I've got feed to show you. The actual trigger point is in there. That ladder you're supposed to be able, and it worked earlier. Pick it up, move it. You can open the door up there. There's a hay loft and there's a hole in the roof, so you can drop bales down if you want to. The small ones, but can't get it to work, so I'm moving on. Next mod. Let's have a look over here. I'm going to come back to those in a minute. We have got here. Let's close that off. I've got the Fence 700 SCR by PolyDesign featuring Lucas 2002. This is obviously a Fendt 700 series. Nicely detailed, few options. This one goes up to a bit of a well, it goes up to a higher horsepower than the standard version do, which I kind of like. We've got some chrome accent pieces on the exhaust stack and on the front if you want to go down that route, and there's loads of colour options and all sorts of stuff, so yeah, very nice indeed. Let's have a look under medium tractors. That's where you'll find it. The standard in-game 7 series is 13 slots, which is just there. This one, the 700 SCR, is just there. It says 2 there because I've already got one, but this will use 25 slots. Options available. We can change the main colour to anything on that palette there, and there are quite a few. You've got the blue, but it's a metal. You've got that petrol blue, but a metallic version. We've got some black metals, orange metal, which I kind of like that one as well. The red metal's nice, and then we've got a few, you know, all the different colour options down the bottom if you want to go for a class version. I don't know why, but you might do, who knows. Rim colour we can change again to any of those. We've got a few options. The Fendt red, there's not any of the shiny ones to go with it, but you can change the options around. As far as tyre choices go, let's get back to that. We've got the option of Trelleborg, Michelin, Mitas, but on the Michelins and Mitas they're just standard. You don't get any other options on those. On the Trelleborg we've got the option of standards. We've got wheel weights, we've got wides, widen weights, and back to standard again. There's no narrow tyre option, no double options, anything like that. That's what you get on that. Design, black, and this is the grille and the cover on the exhaust stack. So you've got black or chrome. Then we've got engine sizes. So you've got the 714 140 horsepower, the 716 160, the 718 180, 720 at 200. 722 at 220, 724 that's 240 horsepower, and then we've got the 724 Vario Profi Plus chip. So it's got chip tuning, takes up to 285 horsepower in a 700, which is pretty cool. So you can have a 285 horsepower version if you want, and then you've got the option of front loader attacher, yes or no. So a few options available. Let's jump in, start it up. Horn. It has one. We do have a few options. I'm going to open the help menu here because I don't want to miss any of them. If I do L1 and X, unfold tractor, it opens the door, so you can actually have a door rather than on a joystick. It's just an open and close function on the door, L1 and X. We've then got open cover, L1 and left on my D-pad. Look at the beacons. You can raise and lower the beacons for going under lower things, low bridges, doorways, that kind of stuff if you want it. So you can raise and lower those. We've got L1 and my right stick up and down opens and closes the rear window. So we've got rear window, side door. Then if I go R1 and right stick side to side, I've got the sunroof which I can open and close like so. So we've got a few options: beacons, door, window, sunroof. Inside, so close that off now. Lights on. Scroll through the light options. What I like is on the dash just below the steering wheel on the right hand side there, if I go for my light options, you've got the little red lights come on all across there for the different options. There's also one for hazards, to have beacons. I do like a beacon light, I've said it before. Indicators. Yeah, it's nice this. I do like that option with the L1 and X, so you're not fiddling around with joysticks. I do like the door option. It's got a nice bit of lean on it as well. Very, very cool indeed. So there we go. That's the Fendt 700 SCR by PolyDesign featuring Lucas 2002. What I will do is whiz over to these two. With this I might as well. So over here we've got a Fortstrip B200 by Aaa Modding. I've said before, so again, they do like their Fortstrip gear. This is a plough. It's only a 2 metre one. It's a very narrow one. Nicely detailed. This one it goes on the 3-point, but it's not lifted on the 3-point. It runs on the wheel on the back. Now it has got that on the back, and I thought, oh, maybe you can hook something else to it, but I couldn't work out any way of hitching anything to that. I just think, I don't know what that was there for, but maybe it does hook up to something else, but I couldn't fathom anything out for that. This you will find under ploughs. Have I gone past it already? Yep, the B200s, because I've got the blue one. 13,000 to buy, requires 80 horsepower to run. This will use up 6 slots, and it is 2 meters. Options available, we can change the rim colour. Let's just come back off there so we can see the rim. Rim colour, we can have white, we can have light green, we can have yellow, we can have red. Then we can have standard design, we can have B200 brown, B200 green, or B200 red are your options on that plough. It ploughs 2 meters wide, as you might expect. Luckily, and this is absolutely just one of those weird random situations, I cultivated using the 3 meter cultivator in the last episode, or one of the episodes recently, which means it's left a little bit that I can actually use. So we'll drop that down. And away we go. 2 meter plough, doing its thing. Lift it up. Job done. So there you go, that's the fork strip. B200, that's by Aaa Modding. Moving on, we have got a mower. We've got a few mowers today actually. This is the SIP Roto, or it could be SIP, I always say SIP, but the Roto 220, 220, however you want to say it. This is by Polycount. This will use up 5 slots. It's a fairly small one. I think it's a 2.2 because it's a 220. This you'll find under mowers. Right at the very end there. 5,564 to buy. I think I already said nice 5 slots. I've got so much information here on different screens and on a piece of paper in front of me. There are no options available. You get what you get. It's got a nice little feature on it though that I noticed as I was moving it, and I thought I'll show you. So that's how you get it, but you need to lift it up and then you move it into its transport position. So you want it behind you while you're travelling, so it's not taking up too much of the road. So that's how you'll move it. But look at the skirts flapping as you move. I do like that. It's a simple little feature, but it's nice. It gives you that feeling that they are material rather than kind of a static or a solid object. So open that to one side, start it up, drop it down, and away you go. There we go. Very nice. Follows the lot of ground nicely, the contours of the ground. Now, it won't detach. Keep saying you need to unfold it. What you actually have to do is lower it. You can fold it back the other way, but if you lower it, it will then let you detach from it. So there you go. That's the SIP Roto 220. What's the matter with me today? By Polycount. Moving on, we do have some more mowers. Now this is the Mower Pack. This is by Door Schmide, and this is actually pretty cool. I like this. We've got a few options. Now these aren't new mowers to the game as such. You'll recognise the designs of them. We've got a front 3.1 metre mower, we've got the 8.4 metre butterfly mower, and then we've got a rear side mower. But as you can see, that one's Deutzfahr, that one's Kverneland, this one's Krona. Because in each of these you can have the option of any of these particular brands. I think there's Kuhn as well, because that one starts off as a Kuhn, that one starts off as a Pottinger, so you can have a few different options on these. The other nice thing about this set as well is you can set this up as a triple mower setup. With the butterfly you've got a 3-point link at the front, 3-point link at the back, so if you come at this from the back you can put a front mower on with that and run the whole setup as one on the front or the back of a tractor. It depends how you want to run it. But you'll find these also under mowers. So you've got the universal mower there. That one is 6 slots for the first one, and that's the side mower, 4.3, and you can have it in the Kuhn variation, you can have it Krona, you can have it Deutz, Kverneland, back to Kuhn again. You've then got the Universal Mower 3.1, which is the 3.1 metre front mower in essence. 70 horsepower required. That will use 9 slots to get that one. That starts in Pottinger or Pertinger, Krona, Deutz, Kverneland, back to Pertinger. And then we've got the Butterfly Mower, the double, the 8.4, 42 grand, 160 horsepower required. That will use up, how many slots was that? That was 10. Again, Pottinger, Krona, Deutz, Kverneland, back again. What I am going to just check, because I'm not sure. Let's hook this up. I'll show you what I mean about the button. If you're new to the game, you might not have seen this before. You know, you can run your mower setup with single on the front, double on the back, if you want to run it like that. Like so. What I will do is open that up at the back, because I'm not sure if this has got a swath option, so I just want to check that, because I didn't think to check that before I came on. No, that's for the roof, isn't it? Lower mower, turn on mower. I don't think it does. No, that's fine. So you can run it like that, and then the front mower we can open like so. And away you go in your normal mower setup, if that's normal. And if you've got a tractor where you can change driving direction, you can swing around, so you can have the double at the front and the single at the back. And you know. But what you can do is disconnect that, swing right the way around. And now this is teaching granite to suck eggs. For a lot of people will already know this, and you know, they might run it, they might not run it. So what you can do, now this generally would be run on the back of a tractor like this, you wouldn't necessarily run it, but you can run a triple setup like that. So you can in essence mow at the front with 8.4 metre width. Then behind, on the back of the tractor, you can run a tedder, you could run a windrower, you could run, you know, whatever you want to put on the back of it. So you can run a setup like that. Now it's very heavy, so you'd have to have something on the back, because it's an incredibly large and heavy setup to be running like that. But it does give you the option to do that, which is a nice touch. I like that as an option, so that's pretty cool. So that's the Mower Pack by Dor Schmid. Moving on, just going down my list. I don't want to miss anything off. I've done the very feed, done the SEO, I've done the pigsty, which might be about SIP Roto, Fortrit. Right, okay, so moving on. These are the two things. One from the, well, I think both probably from the thumbnail. These massive auto-load bale trailers. These are brilliant. I really do like these. This is the Lizard P pack by DD ModPassion. These are the Rat 200 bale trailers. There are 4 in the pack. Now, one thing I will say, and I'm a little bit surprised and a little bit disappointed, but it's not a major thing. I loaded these trailers up to do the thumbnail, then I saved the game to come out and check something. When I came back, it had mixed up all the bales. So this one was all silage bales, this one was all hay bales, and obviously that one was square bales. All of them were strapped right over the top on each set. For some reason when I came back in, it had mixed up the hay and silage, and the straps aren't now going over the whole lot. Now that's probably because you shouldn't probably leave a bale trailer and save the game and go off. If you're going to unload it, and then, you know, it's the same with a lot of different mods. If you come out of the game and leave stuff on trailers, you often come back and find they can be all over the place, pallets and things like that. So it's not unusual, but I was just, you know, a bit surprised. Now these are incredible. The square bale trailer, that will take 40 square bales, 40, and you can auto load, which is amazing. Then you've got a round one which takes them on the stack, so on the stack like that will take 42 on the stack. And then you've got this one that takes them not on the stack, which does them like that will take 44 round bales not on the stack. There is also one that does Heston bales as well, but I didn't have any Heston bales available, so but just wow. So these you'll find under baling technology. So you've got the Rat 200, square bales 40. You've then got the Heston bale one that will do 24 of the larger 6,000 litre Heston bales. You've then got the 42 bale round one that does bales on the stack upright, and then you've got the one that does 44 bales which does them not on the stack. Options on all of these are exactly the same. The tyre options are, we've got standard with like a chrome rim, and then you've got standard in a a different type of rim. We've then got narrows, chromed and normal, then you've got wides, chromed and normal, and then back to standard. So we've got a few different options on tyre choices there. So as to the actual function of these, let's grab my Griffon, because this has also got another thing, a rather surprising function which I haven't really come across before, which I think is just amazing. So we'll hook up to the ones not on the stack. Now obviously this is not a semi-hookup, it's like a normal trailer hitch, but certain lorries or trucks do have that hitch, or you can do it by tractor if you want to do it by tractor. Now, we can open the cover, and if you open the cover it unhooks the wires at the side, so L1 and left on my D-pad, and it drags the wires down the side like that and moves them out the way. That's open cover. Now if I close cover, it puts them back and it draws in that front section up to wherever your bales are. So whatever bales you've got loaded, it kind of pulls that in tight and holds them in place, which I think is a nice feature. As far as straps go, yes, they're not working now. That's really weird. Right, I'm going to open up the help menu, so I'll show you what I mean. Auto loads. At the moment we're in transport position. So I'm going to load the round bales not in stack. So it should have reloaded them. Now I'm going to unload. So unload bales, triangle, and now I can move them. Now I'm doing L1 and my right stick at the moment. That will do side to side, and normally it does up and down, but it doesn't. This has given me the option to kind of move them all over the place, and quite a long way out as well. And I'm going with my right stick kind of all over. I can take them all the way back up there and bring them all the way back down here. This is all on my right stick, so L1 and right stick, but I can't get them to go any lower to the ground, which for round bales is a bit dodgy. But what's weird is it's left a load. Now I think that's left over from the other trailer. I'm not quite sure why it's done that. It's a bit odd. So this is what I mean. This is my only gripe with it. I'm having a few problems because I saved the game and came back up. Anyway, so if I want to unload here, they're all going to drop to the floor and go all over the place, which is a bit of a downer. Now if I do, instead of L1 and right stick, if I do R1 and right stick, I've now got other options. I can twist the stack, and I can raise the stack but not lower it. But if I raise it, look how high you can raise that stack. Bye. So if you want to put your bales on a roof, or you've got a particularly high hayloft, but to be fair though, if you have got a very high hayloft, or you've got a hayloft and sometimes you can't often get the bales up there, that's incredible the height that will go up. My only worry is, much as that's brilliant, it won't go down any lower than the trailer itself. So the problem we've got now is when I press unload, they're going to go all over the shop. So that is a slight issue. I still don't know why I've got these on here. So I seem to have extra bales. I don't know why. So what I'm going to do is put it into operating position. Load. That's going to reload those. I don't know why I've got these extra ones. I'm going to unload these then. So if you want to load them onto the trailer, so at the moment they're ethereal bales. I always refer to them as ethereal bales. L1 and triangle. Unload bales here and it drops them onto the trailer. Now you can strap them. When they're ethereal bales, you can't actually strap them. I'll show you what I mean. So if I go back to operating position, load round bales not on the stack. Now they don't technically exist. If I try and do fasten tension belts, it doesn't do anything. It goes underneath them because it doesn't recognise them as being real bales. You have to unload them onto the trailer first. So if I go unload bales, unload here, they now become, they've got weight, they've got mass. They're actually there, and then the straps will go over it. That's what you need to do. Now, unfold bale trailer. If I do this, we can put the back down. So you could technically use it as a transport trailer as well. I like that as an option. Or if you want to load the bales yourself and you want to drive up and load them on, you can do that. So we can open it like so. Fold bale trailer. That's L1 and down on my D-pad. It does have a beacon on the back, lights and things obviously. So what we're doing, reloading those, unload bales, unload bales here, drop those down. So there we go. That's that one. We'll have a look at the square ones. I'm not too sure how I've ended up with more bales than I started off with. That's very peculiar. I seem to have generated extra bales, although it has mixed them all up, but yeah, that's same 42. This will be a little bit better. What is... yeah, I've got extra bales. You can see how that lifted then. That's given me an extra 6... maybe if you want to generate bales for nothing, extra bales, maybe that's the way to go about it. That's so weird. Unload bales. Yeah, I've got extra bales. Now again, forwards, backwards, I can move these all over the place. And if I go R1, I can rotate, I can go up. Whew, gone. L1 and triangle unloads them there. So there we go. I've unloaded and I've ended up with an extra 7. I can't, there's no rhyme or reason to it. There's some weird things are happening at the moment. I wonder if we're going to end up with extra square bales. But anyway, I just think the capacity of these is incredible. The amount of bales you can move, the ability to be able to lift them really high, I think is amazing. Let's go transport, load square bales, unload bales. Yeah, this one I haven't. For some reason, I haven't got any extras, but that's fine. So again, same options. I'll bring that back a bit. Let's unload them there. If I go back to my trailer, let's take those straps off. So if I want to load it up, so I didn't show you that with the other two either, I now go to operating position, load square bales. And there we go, we are loaded. At the moment they are ethereal bales. If I try and do the straps now, R1 and triangle, R3, they go underneath. So if I go unload bales, L1 and triangle, unload here, drops them onto the trailer, now I can strap them. And they become a solid thing with mass. Now if I want to close the cover, it will also push that front section up against the bales. So if I open cover and then press close cover, it kind of pulls that front section up against the bales to hold them in place. I don't know, I just think it's nice. It's got it's nice features. I've just suddenly realised what's happened. What's missing? No. Anyway, sorry about that, but that's the Lizard P-Pack RAT or RAT 200 auto load by ModPassion. I'm sorry if this is going on a bit. I think you're about to witness MrSealyp have a nervous breakdown live on a video, because the next mod, which I had out, has vanished. I think I'm going to scream, because this one is the one I think is a bit of a game changer, and you might be having some issues with this. This is the Big Bag Container by ModPassion. There's also the Big Bag Container Salt. The Big Bag Container Salt, you need to have seasons on, because you can only use salt with seasons because of snow. But the Big Bag Container by ModPassion gives you new versions of the big bags. Now these you should be able to find under Big Bags here. So under Objects, Big Bags, and you scroll across. And this is why I was saving the game and going out and coming back again, because you go into Big Bags and they're not here. The standard ones are all here, but there's no modded version. I came out, I went back in, I made sure it was installed, I uninstalled, I reinstalled, I went backwards and forwards. Then I tried with seasons on, because I thought, oh, maybe you need seasons on for these. No, still couldn't, still having no joy. Then I had a bit of a brainwave. So if you come out of that and I go along to brands, if I scroll across the lizard, you wouldn't believe this, honestly it's just bonkers. Go along to lizard and then scroll across. This may take some time because there's a lot of lizard stuff. So eventually you'll get to these. You'll go past the standard ones, but you'll get to the ones here that say mod underneath. Now why these aren't showing up in the normal big bag menu, I don't know. But here's the thing. You can now have your big bags delivered. You don't have to go and pick them up anymore. If you don't like using pallet forks, if you find them annoying and frustrating and whatever. So we have got pig food big bag, oat big bag, wheat big bag, solid food solid fertilizer, lime. There is the road salt big bag, but I think that's from a different mod pack. That should actually be there, I don't think. Maybe it is from this one, but so here's the thing. We click on it. It doesn't appear in the store anymore. You can take it out and you can place these anywhere. So if you want to simulate these being delivered, now it won't let me place them in this area here because that's the shop, so it won't let me put them. See, objects cannot be placed in store areas, but I can now say, well, I'm going to have these delivered to my farm, so I want to put down maybe one there, 2, 3, 4, I don't know, however I want to. So I can deliver them wherever I want. That's massive, because you don't have to rely on the silos now. If you want to go down the route of using pallets and you want to do it kind of semi-realistically, you can simulate a delivery being delivered and dropped off, and then you've got to then sort out, or you can go and collect them in time too. But here's the other thing with this pack, which is a bit impressive, I have to say. Again, if the pallet forks are something that annoy you and you find frustrating, you don't have to use them anymore. Because what you can do is, I'm going to grab one, and this is what I'd already grabbed, and I don't know why it's disappeared. I'm really baffled by this at the moment, but anyway. So let's grab myself a telehandler. You can use a telehandler, you can use a skid steer loader, you can use a wheel loader, you can use front loader. Any of those options is fine. No, I haven't got pallet forks, I've got nothing on the front of this whatsoever. And here's the thing. Like it or loathe it, you can come at these pallets from any direction you want now, and this will happen. You'll get that come up. If I press X, it kind of puts pallet forks already on the front of whatever vehicle you're using, skid steer loader, wheel loader, whatever it might be. So those pallet forks now are kind of integral to the pallet. So I can take those, move them wherever I want to. Now, you may consider it cheating, you may not agree with it, it's not realistic, whatever. There are some people out there that avoid these things like the plague because they don't like using pallet forks, they find them, they stick, they're awkward, they're annoying, whatever it might be. This gives you the option to go back to actually doing this and using these. So I can then manipulate my stuff around wherever I want it to be, disconnect, the pallet forks disappear, and I'll just go back and get the next ones. I can come at it from the side, and it'll put me in from the side, the back, whichever direction I want to. I think that's brilliant. I think that's such a clever idea. Again, it's all about options. It's about giving you the choice, you know, and it also means, again, it can open up using these for people that for a long time maybe haven't been. I think that's brilliant. And if that changes the way you play the game, if it makes you go back to using things like this, that's a game changer. That's absolutely fantastic. A bit weird why you can't find them under the big bags, and I'll show you again. We'll go back in under big bags. You've got all the standard ones. You've got some other modded ones that came with some other bits and packets, but they're not here. They're not under pallets either. I went all the way through pallets, all different mods I've got installed. They're not under pallets. You have to go in via the brands and then into Lizard, and then scroll across and you'll come across them. It's weird, I don't know why they're there. So if you've been puzzled as to where they are, but that's what they do, that's where they are. You can deliver them, drop them off anywhere on the map you want, and then you can collect them using various different bits of machinery without the hassle of pallet forks. There you go. Kind of makes them an auto load pallets now, really, I guess. in a way. And that's it, I think. Have I covered everything? I'm going to go and have a lie down now and a little cry in a dark corner. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free, and if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do, thanks for watching.